Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kanan. I am the coach of the Tulsa Drillbird. Today, just going to be doing some laddering, the new Series 7 stuff. I played a few games yesterday when I got to Master League, so today we should just be trying to climb through that as best we can. We're at around 1,300 right now, I think. I'd started out with doing a hybrid Trick Room team with focusing on Glacier, Stakataka, Indeedee, Metagross, but I wasn't doing very well. And then my draft started for one of my leagues, and I ended up getting Charizard and Torkoal. So I thought, I'll give that a shot, because I was thinking, Fire is pretty strong against a big chunk of the meta right now with Glacier, or however you say that, and Metagross. So I switched to this, and since then I went on a 9-1 run, 10-2 run, something like that. So this is the team. Torkoal's there mostly for Sun. Dusclops for Trick Room and support, obviously. Weakness policy, Glacier. I don't really have anything to self-proc the weakness policy, but it's strong enough without it to take most of its KOs, and eventually something's going to swing into it, and it's bulky enough that it can survive pretty much any hit. Amoonguss with Giga Drain to beat the Tapu Finis if I don't get Rillaboom going into those. And I really like Sash on Amoonguss because that pretty well guarantees that you can Rage Powder, take a hit, get Trick Room up, and then be able to Spore mostly whatever's out there. Rillaboom is there to counter terrain, and Tapu Fini, with Tapu Fini being at 45% usage right now. I really feel like Rillaboom brings a lot to the team to kind of counter that a little bit. And then obviously G-Max Charizard. G-Max Charizard can one-shot a lot of things in this meta right now, including some Landorus Therians, depending on how much bulk they're invested into. So Charizard's really, really strong right now, and he outspeeds Landorus. So he can KO the Landorus before the Landorus gets a Rock Slide off. There are definitely things out there that threaten it, but between Heat Wave, Solar Beam, and Air Slash, he does a pretty good job of covering most of those. So this is a rental team that I built here, so feel free to borrow it. And let's jump into some matches here. So let's see if we can get a couple wins on stream today. And let's see what we got. Lost a little bit of rank because we haven't played since last night, but that's okay. Opted not to do a face cam today just because just got off work, tired. Dog wants my attention, so he'd be in frame most of the time. So figured we'll just do it without a face cam today. The battles are the important part anyway, so hopefully we find us an opponent here pretty soon, and we can get some games going. As always, guys, if you like the content, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to diversify a little bit from just the Draft League content, so make sure you comment and let me know what you like, what you guys don't like, what you'd like to see more of. Taking us a little while to find an opponent here. Not sure why. I figured lots of people would be playing right now. Hey, there we go. I do have some Draft League matches coming up. I've got Team Builder that should be going up tomorrow along with the battles, so make sure you keep an eye out for that as well. Looks like this one's a pretty hard Trick Room team. Runiculus, Dusclops, Amoonguss, Incineroar, Fini, and Stakataka. So looking at this, really, they only have one thing that heavily threatens the fire. Two things, I guess, if you count Stakataka. But Charizard can do a hefty chunk into one that doesn't have Assault Vest. The only thing that scares me is if they get Trick Room up immediately, which they probably can do. Then the rest of my max isn't great, but as long as I can get the Charizard effect off out the gate, I think we're fine. So we'll bring Glacier here. It's got a really good matchup into just about everything. Then for the last one, I think I'm going to bring Rillaboom, just because I don't see any reason they wouldn't bring Feeny here. So if I can get the Rillaboom going against the Feeny, then we're in pretty good shape. So let's jump into this one here, and let's see what we can do. All right. So I'm expecting Trick Room lead here. The Amoonguss plus something. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. Which, if that's the case, then we'll just get a big attack off with Charizard out the gate. Yep, Dusclops and Amoonguss. That's pretty much exactly what I was expecting. So Charizard plus the Torkoal. So there's very little chance of them getting any damage off against my Torkoal here. So I can safely go for an Eruption with the Torkoal. And then I'm going to go ahead and max the Charizard and G-Max Wildfire into the Amoonguss. Just because I don't mind if Trick Room goes up here. Really what I want to do is I want to get my residual effect going. And I want to take a knockout on this Amoonguss. I don't know if I can get the knockout before he spores. That would be super great if that were to happen, but I'm not really expecting to be able to do that, so we'll see. Alright, so see if we see a Protect from the Amoonguss here. I doubt it. Nope, just a Rage Powder. That's fine. That's what I was expecting. As long as they don't Spore, this puts us in really, really great shape. Because there's the Wildfire. Oh, and that's just a one-hit KO. Wow. They don't have Sash or anything like that, so yeah, that just... That's beautiful. Okay, so Eruption here is going to do a ton of damage to the Dusclops too. Oh, wow. Yeah. Trick Room goes up, which is what we're expecting. That's perfectly fine, in my opinion. Let's see what they come in up with here. And then there's... Oh, man, that Residual's beautiful. Okay. So if he doesn't Pain Split here, then he's just going to die from Residual Flames next turn. Stack Attack. Okay, that's kind of what I was expecting. So the Stack Attack is going to outspeed both of what I have here. But I don't think he can take a one-hit knockout into the Torkoal. He may be able to into the Charizard, but I'm just going to Scorching Sands into the Stack Attacker. The Dusclops probably goes for a Pain Split here. That's kind of what I'm expecting. So I'm just going to go ahead and attack here into the Stack Attack with the Charizard as well. Let's see. Oh, he's maxing the Stack Attack. Okay. So he can only take one KO this turn then. So that's good. And we're going to do a ton of damage to the Stack Attacker. Because he can only KO one of us here. Assuming he's even able to KO the Torkoal. I assume he can, but I don't know that. So, oh, he goes for a Max Quake. Okay. So I was expecting a Rock Fall, but that's alright. Does that KO the Torkoal? It does not. That's absolutely beautiful. So let's see what the Dusclops does here. He may go for... I'm expecting a Pain Split, but he may just... Oh, I go for the Torkoal. That's good. Burn? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, he can't KO the Charizard here, so we're going to get a G-Max Wildfire off, which is going to do an absolute ton of... Oh, okay. That's... Doesn't KO the Torkoal. Perfect. That's beautiful. Okay. So we're going to get a G-Max Wildfire here off, and it's going to do a ton of damage. That's just a KO. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I knew it, and the Wildfire will now just knock out the Dusclops, so this is going to put us in a 4v1. This game has just showcased why G-Max Charizard is still so good. It's, man, so much damage. And the residual, I mean, you can just see how good this is in this meta right now. And this isn't even without, this is without even swinging into a Glacier or a Metagross, so, yep. I feel really good about how this game went. So I think we have 2 turns of Trick Room left. 3 turns of Trick Room left. Okay. Golly, we took those KOs even faster than I realized. So we can Scorching Sand into the Incineroar here. Actually, we probably get faked out here. So let's go ahead and let's just protect. And then Airstream still shouldn't make the Torkoal slower or faster than the Incineroar. So we should still go first there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because that's going to be the maximum damage. Oh, okay, so they just quit. That's all right. Yep, so that first game went very well. That very strongly shows what this team wants to do. Weather control has become far less common in this meta. Like I haven't seen any rain so far, and I've seen, I think, 1 sand team so far, and that's it. So I think Sun has the potential to be very strong here, just because it counters 2 of the biggest threats in the meta in Metagross and Glacier. So on my draft I was talking about earlier, I'll talk about that as soon as we jump into this match here. So what do we got? As soon as I say sand's not that common, we immediately get sand. So what do we got? We got Celesteela, Tyranitar, Heatran, Dracovish, Dusclops, and Tapu Lele. So right off the bat, the biggest threat is going to be the Sand Rush Dracovish. So how do I beat that? I think this may, looking at the team here, I think this may be a good just straight Trick Room game. Like I don't really have any reason to bring Rillaboom here. Rillaboom is okay, I mean good into the Tyranitar, but so is the Glacier. The Torkoal, I think I may need to beat because I mean that walls the Heatran pretty hard, and I can hit it into it with Scorching Sands. Yeah, I think that's fine. Tyranitar is the only thing that scares me, but I do have Max Knuckle on the Glacier, and you know, spores from the Amoonguss are always something they don't want to deal with. So we'll see how this goes. Ideally, I just get Trick Room up turn 1 and then burn the Tyranitar, but I don't know what we'll have coming here. So let's find out. Oh, he's rocking the same dope glasses I am. Look at that. He got the blue ones though. But like I was saying about my draft, the reason I ended up with the Sun Core, I was wanting the Glacier. That was my first round draft pick. So with that, I decided, you know what? The biggest threat to that strategy is going to be Sun and Fire. So if I take the Sun and Fire, then he can't. Let's see what they've got. Eviolite and Weakness Policy. Okay, that's kind of what I was expecting. If I take the Sun and Fire, then nobody else can have it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to call them out on Trick Rooming here. And I'm going to double status move. I'm going to Spore into the Dusclops and Will-O-Wisp into the Tyranitar here. If I can get that off, that makes both of these Pokemon... That puts me in a really, really good shape, basically. Worst case scenario, he gets Trick Room up, which helps me. So he's going to go ahead and max the Tyranitar. That's alright. He can't KO either of my Pokemon. I don't even think a double up with Nightshade KOs either of my Pokemon. He might be able to get close that way, but I still don't think that KOs. And if we can burn this Tyranitar, then we can basically just ignore it for the rest of the game. So let's see. Max Darkness, that's fine. That shouldn't KO. Yep. But now we are in range of a double if he goes for that. But I should outspeed him with Amoonguss and be able to put him to sleep first. Yep. Perfect. So we don't get KO'd. We're guaranteed to get the burn off. That's beautiful. Perfect. So now we can just proceed to completely ignore the Dusclops or the Tyranitar for the rest of the game. So that's fantastic. So this turn, I want to make sure I preserve the Dusclops. So what I'm going to do, I am going to... Whoop, I don't want to Dynamax. I'm going to Rage Powder, just to redirect, and I'm going to go ahead and Trick Room here, because we took, what, 9 damage from Sand this last time? So that should be fine. And then the next turn, as long as the Dusclops doesn't wake... Hey, well, even if the Dusclops does wake up here, I should be the fastest thing on the field next turn and be able to Pain Split. So, Rage Powder goes off. I'm assuming he's probably going to Rockfall. Yep. That's going to do a lot to the Amoonguss, but I don't think it's going to KO. Yeah, with him being burned, he's not threatening at all. Dusclops is asleep. Trick Room goes up. And we are in fine shape now. Okay. So now I want to Pain Split into their Dusclops. I don't want to Giga Drain into the Tyranitar because I don't want to activate a policy. I think I'm just going to Giga Drain into the Dusclops, and I'm going to Pain Split. I'm going to just Pain Split into their Dusclops. I could do it into the Tyranitar, but I don't think there's just a whole bunch of reason to. Like I said, he's just really not threatening at the moment. I get a decent amount of healing there. Oh man, that's another sleep roll for them. That's unfortunate for them. So Giga Drain goes off. That's actually a ton of damage. Wow. So Max Knuckle isn't going to do anything at all to the Amoonguss. Yeah. This is just a burned Tyranitar is a sad Tyranitar. So now that his max is over, I'm going to go ahead and switch my... let's see how many turns of Trick Room we have left, because we've sat here and burned several of them. I really want to switch the Amoonguss out, though. And if I can switch him out into Glacier to catch a Rock Slide, that'll activate the policy, and that'll be very, very good. Okay, yep, because this will give us some healing on the Amoonguss. So let's swap into Glacier. And then I'm going to Pain Split into the Tyranitar here. Just to get a little more healing off. And that'll give us 2 more turns of Trick Room to work with the Glacier, which should be way more than enough for us to get where we need to be. Show me Rock Slide from the Tyranitar. Oh wow, we almost heal back to full there. That's beautiful. Dusclops wakes up and bulldozes. Okay. It's going to activate the policy on the Tyranitar, but again, at this point, really doesn't matter. Alright. Rock Slide, beautiful. So that'll activate the policy on my Glacier. That's way more damage than I had anticipated. I guess the +2 even through the burn is a little more damage than I wanted, but that's alright. We get our policy up. And we're in pretty good shape. We don't even need to max here, really. We could save the max. I don't really care to save the max for the Torkoal. I'm going to go ahead, even though he's low health, I'm going to go ahead and max Knuckle into the Tyranitar. And what do I want to do with... I think I'm okay to just Nightshade into the Dusclops. That may pick up a double KO. It's hard to tell exactly where the Dusclops is at, but I think that may be a double KO. And then we may be able to just pick up a second KO the next turn too with Glacier. Because then he will be at, what, +4? So with 1 turn of Trick Room left, he should still be fast enough to just decimate whatever else is out there. If it's another physical attacker, I can just burn him with my Dusclops. So, yep, I think we're in pretty good shape here. Even if the Tyranitar protects, we're going to KO through Protect here. Oh, Ally Switch. That's a good play. That's a very good play. Yep. Super, super, super good play. I almost went for Max Quake. Now I'm definitely wishing I would have gone for Max Quake. Good play. That rock slide, yep, KOs. Wow. Yeah, so we may lose now. That's a great that right there will show you why ally switch is absolutely terrifying. Yeah, that's why I should have gone for Max Quake. Does the burn KO the Tyranitar here? I bet it gets close. Yeah, not quite. Okay, so we can bring the Amoonguss back here. I believe this is the last tournament of Trick Room. Yep. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to Giga Drain into the Tyranitar just before he gets any more damage off on us. And I'm just going to Nightshade into their Dusclops. I think my Dusclops has been faster than his this whole time, if I'm not mistaken. Ally switches again, that's alright. That's why we targeted each slot. We can take a double KO here either way. Pretty sure Giga Drain KOs at that range. It got awfully dang close last time. And that'll give us a little bit of healing back. Because we want to Rage Powder and Trick Room this next turn. Oh, doesn't quite KO. Oh, that's alright. Okay. Let's see what he's got in the back. We still have our Torkoal, which Eruption in Trick Room is always scary. Yeah, that's why Ally Switch is annoying. he waited just about right to break it out too. So now he can just Heat Wave us for double KO. That's not good. Actually, I don't know if he can KO the Amoonguss here. He can probably get awfully close. So I'm actually going to Spore into the Heatran and swap out into Torkoal. Yeah, that gives the Sun for his Heat Wave, but if we can live this with Amoonguss, then we're in good shape. That's why I wish sometimes carried let's see, Heat Wave. Does that KO the Amoonguss? Yeah, that's game. And a critical hit on the Torkoal. That's really unfortunate. Yep, that'll just do it. Well, good job to the opponent, man. I did not see that ally switch coming. Had I max quaked instead of max knuckled, that was definitely the smarter play. But yeah, GG to my opponent on that one. He did a good job of hiding that ally switch until the last minute. So we'll go ahead and we'll do one more here. Hopefully we won't lose to ally switch hacks this time, but you never know. Comet Shard, beautiful. And we'll continue battling. We'll do one more. Ooh, tanked hard on that one. Dang ally switch. But I mean, what could we have done to cover for that? We definitely could have max quaked, which I hovered and then changed my mind at the last minute. Had we max quaked though, I mean, we still get knocked out by the Tyranitar there the next turn. I probably should have not maxed and then just gone for high horsepower and then saved my max for the turtle, but I really don't think that would have helped either. Yeah, we just got outplayed on ally switch. It happens. So this game is, yeah, this just screams Charizard game. I think I have to have the Rillaboom to beat the Milotic if they bring it. For the last spot. That's tough. I almost would rather bring the Amoonguss than the Rillaboom, actually. Because the Amoonguss can handle the the Milotic as well, I think. And it's a little passive in the back if we do that, though. Definitely want Rillaboom. Well, I think maybe Glacier looks good here, because Glacier does a ton of damage into the Venusaur, does a ton of damage into the Tornadus, and can do decent damage into the other things out there. So, yeah, we'll bring the Glacier. I don't know if that's the right call. But we'll find out. We will find out. Let's see what he leads here. Kind of expecting Sun plus Venusaur. Tornadus plus Milotic. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to switch out the Turtonator here. Swap out the Turtonator. I think into Rillaboom. Rillaboom, let's see. What do I want to do? Yeah, let's go ahead and go out into Rillaboom here. I'm going to max and Wildfire into the Tornadus. I could Solar Beam into the Milotic, but I think we live a hit from the Milotic here anyway. I think we do. We'll find out. And I would much rather not have to deal with Tornadus into my Rillaboom. And I would like to get the residual up if I can here, because Rillaboom's going to, I mean, that just will beat the Milotic really, really hard. So as long as he doesn't activate a policy or something like that on the Milotic, I think we should live a hit here. I'm still not super great on my damage calcs for Charizard, but Charizard's fast. So I'm assuming he's going to Tailwind here, at which point the Milotic will outspeed. But I think we'll survive a hit. Yep, maxing the Milotic just like I expected. Either way, as long as we don't get KO'd by the Rillaboom, or as long as my Rillaboom doesn't get KO'd by the Tornadus this next turn, we've got a really good shot to do huge damage into this Milotic back with the Rillaboom. So Tailwind, yep, that's what I was expecting. And Geyser in the sun. We should survive that. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Why was I even worried? Okay. That's beautiful. And then Volcalith in the rain isn't going to do as much as it would in the sun, obviously, but that still should do huge damage. Yeah, that's pretty good damage to the Tornadus there. Okay. Yeah, that's good residual too. Okay. So now I am going to swap the Rillaboom back out into Torkoal, now that I know how little damage Milotic is doing in the sun. And do I want to Airstream into the Tornadus? Or do I want to go ahead and Overgrowth into the Milotic here? So we haven't seen the item on the Milotic, right? So I don't want to activate a policy because that could be bad news bears. I'm gonna go ahead and Overgrowth and just hope he's not policy. If he is, Rillaboom should just clean up in the back, but because he's not going to be doing much damage with the sun up. Beautiful. Alright, so let's see. Oh, Max Guard. That would have been a reason to attack into the Tornadus. Hurricane, but he misses. Overgrowth into Protect. Yep. Okay. So that's good damage into the Tornadus there. Okay. So I think they have, what, 2 turns of... Tailwind. Yep. Okay. So the Tornadus is going to faint here. So what do I want to do? I'm going to go ahead and just switch the Charizard or the Torkoal back out into Rillaboom. I'm sure they're going to read into that and attack into that slot, but if he just has Hurricane and it misses, then we're in pretty good shape. And we have AV anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and Overgrowth into the Milotic again. I could Max Guard here and burn out both of our maxes, but I think that I get more mileage out of letting him attack in Sun and... Oh, Icy Wind. Interesting. Didn't see that coming. But that's okay. Even... Let's see. So let's see... Oh, into Rillaboom. Fantastic. Yeah, so that does nothing. With AV plus Sun Up, yeah, that's beautiful. So now, Max Overgrowth. I don't think this KOs, but it is going to be solid damage. Yep. That's definitely in Grassy Glide KO range once... Oh, he's a berry, okay. So maybe he'll be out of range then. But the Wildfire will KO the Tornadus. Beautiful. Okay. So what do I do this next turn? That's good damage from that to the Flames to Milotic there. Let's see what he brings in here, because both of our maxes in now. Let's see what he's bringing in here. Venusaur, okay. Okay. So what do I want to do? So I think I'm going to fake out into the Venusaur and protect the Charizard here. That should keep him from being able to Spore, Sludge Bomb, or anything like that. If the Milotic has more than a water move, then I'll be a little bit surprised. Oh, the Milotic just protects. Even better. Even better. Charizard protects. See what the Venusaur does. Venusaur does not protect. Perfect. Fake out into the Venusaur. That worked out really, really well for us. And now they'll take... I think that's the last turn of the Residual, but that's also the last turn of their Tailwind. Okay, so I think Grassy Glide should KO from there. I don't know if with the Icy Wind drop, I don't know if my Charizard is faster than the Venusaur. That's the only thing that I'm scared of. So Grassy Glide into Milotic, he just protected, so he either has to double or switch out. Either way, Grassy Glide will do solid damage. I'm going to Air Slash into the Venusaur here, because Rain's up and Heat Wave's not going to do much. I don't know if I outspeed or not. We'll see. Goes for the double protect and gets it. Okay. Okay. Grassy Glide, yep, into the protect. Let's see if my Charizard outspeeds. He does not. Weather Ball's a water type attack and will KO the Charizard. Nice move. Nice move. Nice move. But that's okay, because now we can just get the Venusaur or the Torkoal back in, and Torkoal will reset the weather, and then Heat Wave is just going to do a ton of damage into that Venusaur. Even if he has Earth Power, I don't think he can pick up a one-hit KO here. Or maybe we bring in Glacier. Let's actually do that. Let's bring in the Glacier here. Because Glacier is fine in the rain. I'm going to just Grassy Glide into the Milotic again. And I am going to Icicle Crash into the Venusaur. The Milotic... surely now the Milotic switches out, right? But what's he got in the back? Probably Torkoal? Weather Ball will hurt if that happens. Yep, that's what I was expecting. Yep, into Torkoal. Yep, okay. Alright. So we still get decent damage off here. He can only KO one of my Pokemon. And then it'll be... Okay, so he's protecting. Okay, so that's just free damage for me then. That's fine. Grassy Glide. Does okay damage. Icicle Crash, yep, into the protect. Okay. So that's not terrible. So I think that, I don't know if we can take a KO this turn. I think I need to save the Rillaboom though. So I'm going to swap the Rillaboom out into Torkoal. The question is, can he pick up a KO on the Glacier here? If he doubles, for sure he can. But I don't think just Weather Ball will KO. I'm going to high horsepower into the Torkoal here. Just because that's what I'm going to struggle to knock out, I think. Yeah. The Torkoal should handle the Venusaur fairly easily. And then the Rillaboom will handle the Milotic. So I just got to deal with their Weather Ball. It's going to do a ton of damage, but I don't think it KOs. Perfect. And then we get Policy, and then this high horsepower should KO, as long as I don't miss here, this high horsepower should KO the Torkoal at this point, I think. Okay, high horsepower. Perfect. Now we're in great shape. Now we're in great shape. So now he's got to play around Muddy Water in the sun. I think we're in really good shape now. Okay. So I'm going to Heat Wave here, just because I think Eruption's probably not that safe. And then I could protect the Glacier here. Or I could just roll the dice and see if he attacks here, and if he can KO the Glacier here, then I get the Rillaboom in for free to KO the Milotic. So I think that's fine. I'm going to just go ahead and Icicle Crash into the Venusaur, because either he has to... Okay, perfect. So now he has to double hit Muddy Water. Oh, he has Scald. Okay, so that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Perfect. Okay, so Heat Wave. We'll do a chunk here. It definitely won't KO. But if I could get a burn, that'd be super helpful. No burn? That's fine. Okay, so now we get Rillaboom in for free. Okay. So now what we do is we fake out into the Venusaur, and we Heat Wave. Because the Milotic can't do, unless he has an Ice attack and hasn't shown it yet, can't do hardly anything into the Rillaboom. So I think we're safe to fake out the Venusaur and Heat Wave here. He may try to double protect here. He does not. Okay. So that's going to put us in really, really good shape. Milotic recovers. That's not bad for us at all. Because we should, as long as we don't miss the Heat Wave, we should knock out the Venusaur here. And then yeah, perfect. So that should KO the Venusaur. Yep. And does a decent chunk to the Milotic. And now the Milotic's got to play the 2v1. I don't think that crit really mattered on the Venusaur anyway. That should have just been KOing anyway. If not, we could glide into that slot. But now we have Glide plus Scorching Sands into the Milotic. 2v1. I don't think there's any possible way he can win at this point. But I have said that before and then turned around and lost. So I think just Glide. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Cool. Well, that was 2 out of 3 is not bad. I'll take that for some laddering. I have definitely done significantly worse. Let's see. Where are we at? 40 minutes. I'll go ahead and call it there for today. Let's go ahead and take a look at his team because I'm interested. AV on his Glacier. Does he run as a force move? Heavy Slam. Hurricane Tailwind, Icy Wind, Taunt. That's kind of an interesting set for the Tornadus. I don't know how I feel about that. Max Venusaur with Expert Belt. Okay. I like that. Leaf Storm, Sludge Bomb, Protect Weather Ball. That Weather Ball played out, excuse me, really, really well for him in this one. So I like that. Birding Jealousy on the Torkoal. Protect, Yawn, Body Press. Okay. So much more of a supportive set on his Torkoal. With full investment in HP and Spadef. I don't know how I feel about that. That's kind of weird. Iron Head Protect, Ice Punch Stomping Tantrum with Policy on his Metagross. And then Citrus Berry. So he did have Icy Wind. I wonder why he didn't go for it. I mean, I get Icy Wind's not necessarily his best move in that situation. Had he had Ice Beam, I think he'd have been in a lot better position. But, yep, overall, guys, check out the team if you like it. Give it a shot. I think Sun is very, very strong in this format. So, I look forward to continuing to ladder with this a little bit, and I look forward to bringing it to my Draft League matches in the coming weeks. So, guys, like I said, I'll have a video going up tomorrow for a team builder and for a Draft League match. So, until then, guys, I appreciate y'all coming out, and take it easy.